it, guys?
It wasn't great. There wasn't much that happened.
What's
Oh, the
up,
boy
guys?
he's got an intro.
I was
Oh,
about
nice.
to say the thing, Dricus. I feel
Boy, he's got an
professional out
intro
there,
there.
boys.
I was actually gonna throw something out there. I think we were talking off air
I
about.
like how the intro just cut us off.
I was gonna say now we need to ask Keaton here if we can couple one of those tracks or whatever for an intro.
Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah. Get some exclusive use rights on those babies.
How
Yeah.
you boys doing? How's everyone doing?
Lekker. I'm fucking blessed with some proper UFC action this week, eh?
Shit, yeah. I actually didn't even know about this week's fights until, today's fights until yesterday when it was announced. So I was taken by surprise, but double the action in 1 week is fantastic.
Yeah. And it's fucking cool that it's at decent times. Obviously not the Conor fight, but last
What time's the main event?
What did I hear?
I think the card starts at 5 a.m.
Okay.
5 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
Hold on.
Oh, classic normal time. And why did today's card start so early? Why is there such a big, gigantic difference in time?
It's because I think they've got to do that one in the US. They got to do it for US audience. I think.
Okay.
For the pay-per-view stuff, they have to try and do it US audience to get the money. But
I think
these
it's
small cards
Vegas
have to
time.
do-
They try to do Vegas time for the fight cards.
Oh, yeah, Vegas time, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, how fucking incredible was Max Holloway last weekend?
Absolutely
Oh.
incredible.
It was an absolute phenomenal few rounds to watch. He was on point every round. It was spectacular, man.
Just got better and better. Landed. I've got the stats.
How was
open
it
here.
in that fucking
445
giveaway and the flip?
strikes.
Yeah, that in and out was incredible. But what, 441 punches in the fourth round, or the fourth, or
No, it was 445 significant strikes in the fight.
I think it was 700 punches overall.
The strike
It's insane.
attempts was 744. That's almost double the previous record.
doesn't he hold also the previous
Jeez,
record?
we get into a fight like in a club or
Probably.
something and we get punched. We get punched once or twice. And we'll talk about it forever. You know what I mean? Imagine get punched 500 times in 20 minutes. We get punched once or twice, we'll talk about it for a couple of months.
Well, that's where you got to give old Kelvin some pat in the back, because he took a fucking load of abuse, eh?
Dude, he took a beating and he never once looked like he got wobbled.
No, not once. It was
Once.
um,
Every 2 seconds, the man's wobbling. You see how his nose is broken. Fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his nose is
He had a
fucking
fucking like
smashed.
indentation. He had like a double indentation
Yeah,
in
it
his
is.
nose.
Yeah.
All right,
the
Max
Plessis
will
here
crash
was
Bolt
pushed
on as well.
That's
Well,
that's
we all know that Max already beat Volkanovski in that last fight, that previous fight. And then Volkanovski said he's not interested in Max anymore. But
Because he's
after
got scared.
after a show like this, he's going to have to fight him again.
Doesn't have a choice.
Oh, Dana's going to force it, yeah.
Yeah, because Volkanovski's got one fight coming up. I can't remember now.
Yes, it's quite a nice fight actually they've lined up for him.
Let me just see if I can find it here. And after that fight, if Volkanovski wins, he's going to have to. Max Holloway will fight the winner of that.
It's Ortega. He's fighting Ortega.
Yes.
Ortega,
yes.
yeah. Brian Ortega. And that is not an easy fucking fight for him as well, because let me tell you, Brian Ortega is not a guy you want to get on the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you got a date for that there?
Hold on 2 seconds. 17th of March.
Is it not the triple? Yeah, is it not that triple threat pay-per-view?
Yeah, that's it's a big card. Very, very big card. I
I'll
think
take
Dricus is the same card,
I'll
isn't
take
he? 17th.
Yeah, isn't
Sorry?
that March one with Dricus?
Yeah, I think it's the same card that Dricus is on.
Same card.
Yeah, it probably will be because Don's on the 13th, I think.
Is he midweek?
So he's the midweek card then.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
That's pretty sick though.
So,
Okay.
Keegan, I think you're the only one that watched the Dolce fight. By the way, how cool is it also
No,
that we can
I think Keaton.
actually watch UFC while doing a UFC?
I
chat?
watched it.
I actually have it on now, and my boy Ricky Simone has just walked into the ring, so I'm pretty amped. Because
I'm watching it on another screen as well.
I love watching Ricky. I love watching Ricky just come in and just like with that stupid mullet of his, just come in swinging.
He's not afraid to throw the kitchen sink.
But I think he cut his mullet off now, so he doesn't have that power anymore.
But I'm watching I'm watching Keaton, and I keep seeing his eyes drifting away. And now I realize he's watching the fights as well. I'm the only one not watching the fights here,
I've got a
guys.
screen up here.
You need a double
I've got a
screen,
screen up
Craig. You need a double screen.
And I'm
bud.
sharing.
Okay,
I'm busy
okay.
sharing our video to Facebook, so I was just struggling to get and the promotion.
The Dolce
Can't
fight was
multitask.
like, I think Keaton watched the Dolce fight as well. It's like, it was weird. It wasn't anything spectacular. I mean, it was pretty much vintage Dolce swinging for the fucking rafters.
Yes.
He clipped him at one point. The dude was bleeding quite fucked up, but I thought I thought it was like closer to a draw or just it was just not spectacular.
I was quite
Where was-
surprised that he won, to be honest with you, as well. I thought it might be a draw because both sort of had their chance, like both sort of had control a little bit. But I think it was it Perez? What's his name? Perez, I think it was.
Yeah, Marcus Perez.
Yeah, he did quite well in the clinch. Like in the clinch, you can see Dolce is not very like comfortable in the clinch. And he was just trying to fucking uppercut himself like out of the clinch all the time. But yeah, like it wasn't anything spectacular. But if you're an EFC fan and you've watched Champion fight many times before, it was vintage Champion.
Okay. Okay.
And there wasn't many body slams. We used to seeing the body slams, but I think in the UFC the guys are too good to get body slammed every like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takedowns aren't as easy.
Yeah.
Craig pointed out something that I actually didn't realize is that Perez guy is the same guy that Dricus du Plessis beat in his debut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I was also asking, where was his fucking shitty face paint? I think he, after last time, was embarrassed after that display. So I think coming in against another African, he thought,
If you're
let's
gonna
just
do
be
that,
a bit.
if you're gonna do that and lose, then you gotta fucking just stop. Like,
Yeah, don't do that shit. No, I also thought when I saw Perez versus Dolce, I thought shame sticking him up against another African. But after hearing what you guys had to say, I thought I personally thought Dolce would have walked through. I know he's a bit of a veteran and he's had quite a few more fights than most guys in the UFC, but I still thought Dolce would have given him a bit more of a run. But I mean, as we all know, Dolce is hit and miss or hit and knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
29,
Look,
29,
he got
28.
his win, so,
Yeah, 29.
He's, to be fair, I think I guess for what was this his second fight now? Hey, this is Dolce's second, or first.
first.
First UFC.
His fight last year got
Cancelled.
Someone got COVID.
So to be fair, I guess we can't be too harsh on the guy. I mean, you're you're on the big stage now, so you are going to have that extra little nerves, and especially if you're on that 3-fight contract, that initial one that everyone gets. Doesn't give a fuck how you win it. You just make sure you do enough to win it. So hopefully the second one we'll see more vintage, like Dolce picking up fucking people and throwing them around like they're nothing.
Yeah, he really needs to unleash the beast and just go mad. Just go mad.
Daniel
inside that
Cormier-
cage, man.
Daniel Cormier was saying that on the comms that one of his striking coaches, he was talking to one of Dolce's striking coaches, and he's saying it's the scariest fucking thing in the world to hold pads for him, because when he's throwing those 3-punch combos, he actually holds his breath. That's how hard he swings.
Yeah,
So-
but he's a beast. If he
so
gets
Cormier
some
was
confidence to
You don't want
unleash
to
those,
fight a guy that does that.
yeah,
I miss seeing
but
him
also-
live. I miss watching those EFC fights live, because you can really see how hard they swing.
Yeah.
Especially Champion. I've seen Champion live a few times. Like, Jesus,
Yeah.
are you that
Yeah,
strong?
so-
Guys, what the
I'm
fuck are
still
they
live.
busy with at the EFC at the moment? Because I mean, it's been a year almost, and there's just been nothing from them.
Well, I guess also the government's also been absolutely useless, also pushing no sport, or trying their best to push no sport. They haven't made any inclination to try and drive anything or be
but
COVID
there's-
compliant or
I mean,
anything like that.
Other sports are going on.
Well, that's what I'm
There's
saying.
I don't think the combat sports have the money. I think it comes down to that. I mean, like when you look at the team sports, you've got big sponsors and stuff like that backing and helping with these bubbles. But I don't think like boxing and MMA, as much as we'd like to think they're making money, they're really not making, the
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
bucks.
they're not. They don't have pay-per-view numbers to back empty stadium.
Mm.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shit.
I just wonder, is it really that much more expensive to run an event if you consider that the fact that they don't need to set up anything for crowds, you don't have to worry about security, all that type of stuff. Is
But
it
you
really
still need
much
to have
more expensive?
venue hire.
Hey?
Venue hire is still a problem because they're not like the UFC that own their own fucking Apex in like
Yeah,
Vegas.
exactly.
They can do it at their gym. They've got their own gym with a hexagon and everything.
I guess so. Don't they have like their own Ultimate Fighter type fucking thing? No,
Yeah, they've got a
I think they tried their own Ultimate Fighter like thing where like fighters stay in a house, all those things.
UFC does anything, and UFC is gonna jump on that, do the same thing. Anything.
yeah.
They're on it.
Give it a year or two,
Even
and they'll be
that
on it.
point with the guy that used to interview the fighters, man, in the ring.
Oh,
Cyrus, not
Joe
Cyrus.
Rogan grip. He does the Joe Rogan grip. Like Joe Rogan always holds him on the shoulder while talking, and then he does the same thing. Fucking does the Rogan grip. I'm like, you don't have to go that far with.
See, they've got let me share my screen here.
I'm gonna put it out there. My boy Ricky Simone has taken little damage, so he's still looking good.
Ooh.
So they've got their own performance institute where they can do.
Okay, well then they have no fucking like. Then they should be going fights already.
Yeah, even just
that's
streaming it.
exactly what I'm saying. Look at this fucking.
But then, how do
place.
they pay
can-
fighters? How do they?
Well-
Well, do they even pay fighters? What's the YouTube
I don't
salary?
think guys have been paid. I don't think people have been paid for the last year, man.
Yeah, well, look,
Oh,
even
yeah.
of what I've heard, they get paid fuck all anyway, even when
Yeah.
the times are better. But I mean,
Yeah, well, when you
They've
get
still
that, they can still get sponsorships. You always see those random false panel beaters and.
It's always a
clapping
panel
the
beater.
fucking-
Yeah.
yeah,
A tow
what's
truck
it-
company and a
bloody
panel beater.
different gearbox places.
The fucking deaf places smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll do it, bro.
What-
I'll wear fucking a different gearbox while I DJ. If they pay me money, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, if they
Do a
pay me,
spot.
I'll do anything.
Put some fucking Celtics oil behind me on the
But then they have to throw in a free car service every year
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just get a. You gotta go
listen,
for a petrol station, Oaks, because fucking petrol's expensive. So get a petrol station to sponsor you.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get like a petrol card.
So listen, guys. Don Madge also fighting now again.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that anymore. Myself and Craig.
Yeah, I'm banned from
I don't know
talking
if we're
about
allowed
it.
to have an opinion.
Otherwise, he'll crap on me on social media like he always does when I say something. Poor guy.
I think Ryan's frozen temporarily. I think Ryan just did a freeze moment on his side, but we'll just talk about it. You guys want to talk about your situation there? About that?
No, you just can't show support to anyone else besides him, apparently, in this day and age. So, yeah, this is what it is.
It wasn't that, the one post wasn't even like it wasn't even like a diss. It was just saying like fuck his opponent is gonna be a tough dude because he was like a Russian dude or something, and we're like fuck.
It was all Islam, bro. It was Islam.
Yeah, Islam. It is Islam.
Who's the fucking beast?
That's
That's your fucking problem, Craig. You don't support local MMA. Like I was like, fuck. Okay, we were just
So
saying.
Craig, you caused all the. So you started the cuck here, and Keaton probably jumped on board as well. And
I mean,
we didn't know it.
Oh. But I mean, that's the thing. We've always supported from day one. We've supported everyone. We've been on board with everyone.
We've been paying good money for EFC tickets. I know. I was at the first ever EFC.
Yeah, exactly. The first
Put it this way,
EFC.
I think we can say we've been in the trenches and we've watched these guys from day one of EFC, and we've really, you know, so we've given our support. I think. I would say you're obviously always going to have your favorites, especially in the scene. And that Ryan and I technically just go for Gideon because we need some normal people. That the northern suburbs need repping, and we're all for that.
Sean
De Lange was the other one. He's our other boy because he never disappoints in a fight, and he looks like he's always strapped up by every bit of fucking tape possible.
That'll go fight anyone, anytime, any fucking where. Give Sean De Lange a fight. He'll take it. He'll take it.
That's why we love him. But,
yeah.
But yeah, it's we'll swiftly move past then the Dodge. No,
actually, I do want to touch on this though, because I mean he's got again an incredibly tough opponent, the Georgian, training with Kamzat with all the boys there. And I mean these guys they're tough, so he stepped up to a solid challenge here. Like I'll admittedly say that it's going to be a fucking brilliant fight. Myself and Ryan have already chatted about it briefly, and you know the thing is, it's this guy, he's coming up against an absolute beast. Himself, he's got to throw absolutely everything at this. He's got to
come on, Ricky.
There we go.
Ricky got it. Ricky got it.
What a boy.
So Don's got to throw out another big performance here. He's had a great performance in the last fight where he got fight of the night, but another big fight has to be put down here to claim his name in that division. Absolutely.
I must say his opponent looks pretty fucking large just by the pictures I've seen. I haven't seen him fight or whatever. I haven't seen him,
looks like a
large human.
He looks like a dangerous man. That's all I'll say.
There's I'll send it to you guys later. There's one of his Instagram posts about a little throwback and how he got here and where he is today. And he said, he moved to Sweden 9 years ago, and he walked into every single one of the gyms, found all the most badass dudes, and fought every single one of them. Got beaten around, beat a lot of dudes, but fought his way to the top. But and not the nicest way either. He said he made a lot of enemies along the way, and only started becoming friends with these guys again now after slowly sort of making his way up the ladder. And he just said it's been a tough road. He's beat a lot of people, and he's happily going to beat a lot more. And I was just like, I like this guy. I like this guy. Just ready to beat her. Smash.
Yeah, those. I'm always wary when it comes to the anything Dagestani or anything fucking Georgian. I'll tell you one thing. A few years back, I met one of these Georgian international rugby player, and let me tell you, they are fucking as hard as they might not be renowned for rugby and stuff, but good God, they are hard as nails, those people.
It's like going out to Boland Landbouw to play a rugby match at 8 in the morning. It's never fun.
There's zero fucks given. There's zero. If you look at their eyes, if you look deep into their eyes, there's zero fucks given.
Just ready to hurt you. That's all they want to do is hurt you. And enjoy it while they're doing it. So
They will
it's going to
do
be a
it
great fight.
tomorrow.
It's going to be a great fight. End of story.
Yeah, I think
Ooh.
he's going. Ryan's got obviously. Ryan's got third world internet today, it seems. But we'll move on from there. I think the next one, if we talk about from, if we move from Don, we go to Dricus, who had a very, very interesting debut. Looked a little nervy. Ryan and I have spoken quite a bit about that fight. He looked hell of a nervous. Weird because I don't really like.
Yeah, I haven't seen him like that before. Yeah.
I've never seen his stance all cramped up like that. And like,
he was
like,
very nervous and he
weird.
almost seemed scared, and which I suppose is kind of understandable because
I wouldn't say scared. I just think I think it was more the fact of like nerves,
yeah.
not wanting to fucking like. You don't want to stuff up your debut like in the UFC.
You
You don't want to be that guy.
You saw those first few combos land, and I think that the shoulders also dropped a little bit more as they landed, and he became a lot more comfortable. But I was also at first I was a bit worried. I was a bit nervous. I was even nervous for him, thinking like just relax, have some fun in there, you know.
You could see.
But who are we to say?
Because you could see his feet
You don't want to
move.
fuck up your first shot.
No, 100%.
His feet started moving after he landed that first combo a little bit,
Yeah.
and you can see soon as that fighters start moving side to side, it becomes then it becomes a lot easier, and the feet start moving easier, and that's but yeah, he's another one. I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't seen his opponent. I haven't had a look into who his opponent is.
It's a guy called Trevin Giles. He's had 6 UFC fights and he's won 4 in the UFC.
So he's no mug.
Yeah, he's a little bit more experienced than, well, at least in the UFC than Dricus.
Few years older than Dricus as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But in total, he hasn't. I mean, he's not. Dricus got a bit more experience than him in the long run as well. I think this will also be nicely matched up for Dricus. I think. Again, I'm going straight for Dricus in this fight. I don't ever see him losing. I don't see that guy losing fights very often in the future. I mean, as he grows in the UFC after this, once he dominates this fight, I see him just getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dricus is by far the best South African fighter that we've seen. That of the few that's made it to the UFC, I think he's definitely got the biggest chance of making something for us.
I think if you look at also the classes, the weight classes and that, I think we've got to also really look at those things. I think like Don's obviously in the worst weight division or the most competitive one in UFC.
100%
UFC, like it's the one, it's the money class at the moment. If you look at even someone like a Michael Chandler talking about, it's like it's the real money class. It's like this is the big. This is where the big bucks are being earned over there. Dolce has got a tough one because he's got what's it? Is he fighting heavyweight, I think? Middleweight. So
if you think about his last fight with Ankalev, who to beat him as well, that just had an absolute stormer in his last fight, and he is, in my eyes, another guy who's going to be a good top 10 contender this year. And he walked through Dolce.
So I'll just give you guys a few names just in the top 10 in that middleweight. You obviously got Izzy, who's number 1. Okay. Number 2, you got Robert Whittaker. 3, you got Paulo Costa, Jared Cannonier, Darren Till. Okay. Then you go down a few and that you look at Calvin Gastelum, Uriah Hall, Chris Weidman. And yeah, if you look at just those for now, you look at all the technical fighters over there, he's got a fucking nightmare of a,
Look, if he makes it into that top 10, then I'd be very surprised. But I still think he's got a better chance than Don does. Because I think that lightweight division is even more fucking difficult.
Jesus, they're both so stacked.
You want to fight once every year and a half if you want to move up as well. Guy didn't even
free.
take damage. He didn't take much damage in the last fight or the fight before that, and it's been such a gap that it's too long. It's too long to try and push yourself up. We've got some guys fighting 5 times a year in the top 15.
Well, I mean, you look now with Dricus, he just fought the other day and now he's coming back again. So obviously, I mean, we don't know what that's down to. Does he just have better management or agents negotiating on his behalf, or what?
Dricus is happy to fight anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, surely Don can't be picky about who he's fighting either.
Maybe he was spending that money, that $50K. $50,000. That's not a lot of money.
Having a good job.
Maybe it's because Cyborg's not there to do his bidding for him anymore. Apparently, she was one of the big reasons that he got in to the UFC.
Good name to be backing you, I guess.
Fuck, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no to that if someone was backing me like that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm in for every little bit of side backing you can give me.
Yeah,
I mean, also, I think
the UFC off along the way as well.
Yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is just what I remember hearing, but there was a broken hand or something when he had his next fight lined up, so he had to withdraw, and then there's been
that's right. He did break his hand in that second fight. He did. I forgot about that.
So then he had to withdraw something from the next potential fight, and then he's been looking for now and landed this fight. So
didn't he have that? Wasn't he lined up for a fight just before COVID? I think it was one of those European fight cards.
Yes. And
then obviously COVID came about, so that screwed him as well. Because I think he was deemed to be on one of those. If I'm not mistaken, it was like in Sweden or something. You know, one of those.
I remember. Yeah.
And I think when COVID came about, that screwed that whole card, or screwed all those cards, all those fighters that had their names down for those European cards. And I think those guys, unfortunately, got screwed the hardest because I think they were really put on the back burner. Because you need all these cards. I mean, what's it? They signed a 72 card.
Yes, 72.
So I think they only, what did we hear on last week, Ryan? I think we heard they only did 42 out of the 72.
Yeah, just over half.
Yeah, so it's a shitload of cards and a shitload of fighters that ended up not being able to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also do know that a lot of fighters didn't want to fight. They didn't want to go through all the traveling and all that cuck.
Listen, I get it. I do get it as well. I mean, if you just look at, I don't know if you guys were listening to the Dan Hooker interview with, what's that Irish network that always does all the Conor interviews and everything? Sorry, Keaton, say that again. Mac, yes, the Mac.
Mac
there we
Life.
go. Mac Life. So Mac Life had an interview with Dan Hooker, which is really good. If you haven't gone to go and watch it, go do it. And it's just about Dan Hooker actually explains what he has to go through to just take a fight in fucking Abu Dhabi. And obviously New Zealand is a lot more normal. Than what we are. That guy needs to get special permission by the New Zealand government, go into quarantine there in New Zealand, then he's able to fly, then he needs to book. He actually needs to book a period that he can come home. So he's in quarantine in New Zealand, then quarantine where he goes to wherever he's fighting. Then he has to book a time period when he's going to come home, and the government has to okay it. And then the government makes sure that he's in quarantine when he gets home again.
Wow.
And it's all.
It seems like he's not even there yet.
Sorry?
It looks like he's not even in Abu Dhabi yet. From what I've seen.
Shit. Seriously?
Who? Dan Hooker?
Yeah, I've been watching the embedded.
No, Hooker's there.
Okay, he wasn't in the first 2 embeddeds at all.
No, he wasn't. But he is there because I saw the backline.
Surely he must be there because they need to quarantine there and stuff before.
Yeah.
before they can
So
do anything.
it's quite incredible to see what
He's
what you
probably
have to
in
go through.
quarantine.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
they're
look at
all in
what-
quarantine. They're all in quarantine and still can get filmed unless he's in a different type of quarantine to the others because of New Zealand. Because he hasn't been filmed or anything like that. But the others who are in quarantine are still getting filmed and stuff. Unless he's in his, like you say, he's in a special, some sort of special quarantine thing.
He basically got told. So they were like, "Oh, so what do the other fighters from New Zealand do?" And that he's like, "No, the government actually sits with them to see if it's going to be financially worth their time to fly out the country, to give them the okay to leave."
Wow.
So he's like the only one him and Izzy are probably the only two fighters that can actually financially afford to go through all this quarantining to go and fight in it. No one else basically can. And that's quite incredible. If you think of it, that's just one fighter. Imagine what other fighters have to go through.
Yeah, I guess we don't actually think about what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for, obviously one would assume that Dan Hooker gets paid more than our local guys. So
We'd
maybe
hope.
it is also yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it is also a financial thing. But also that's a great incentive for Dan Hooker to get performance bonuses or something. Make all this worthwhile financially at least.
Got to fight for that 50 G's.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he gets
50
50 Gs every time he fights. After you barely see a card where he doesn't get a bonus.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a fight of the night claimer, actually. You're right.
I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this whole Khabib story where he's now come out and said that he might fight if anyone impresses him enough, type of thing. What do you guys feel about that?
He's the
I
goat.
think
He can do
Dana
whatever the
White
fuck
said
he
that.
wants.
Khabib never said that on. Khabib even said that on camera. Dana White said that.
I
Dana
agree
White
with you,
is pushing
there,
that
Keaton.
card.
I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I also don't
Yeah.
think it came out of Khabib's mouth. That
Yeah, because personally, assuming that that's what Khabib said, I still think I told Keegan the other day. I think that's bullshit. You either got to fight or you don't fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dangling a belt around like that, I don't agree with that.
but he's
You
the
make
goat. He can do what he wants.
No, that's bullshit, bro.
He's
Also,
the goat.
what is now good enough for him to fight?
He thinks in his mind he's the best in the world. So no matter how good they are, they're never going to be better than him. So he wouldn't say that. I don't think he would say that.
No, he wouldn't say that. I agree with
you.
you.
Anyone else? He knows he's better
I
than
agree
anyone.
with you. I agree with you. He wouldn't. That was a little PR stunt, I think, from Dana.
Yeah, to get the fighters all
And we've
hyped.
seen Dana pull these before. We've
Yeah,
all seen
yeah.
Dana
Look,
pull these
Dana's
PR
the
stunts.
king of these fucking PR stunts. So
He knows how to get the fighters hyped.
Fucking,
Yeah.
he's been dangling GSP for like fucking years, and GSP is like, I don't know, I'm not interested. He's like, I'll
Yeah.
fight Khabib, and that's about it.
But also,
Yeah.
I think that's Dana buying himself time with Khabib because now he's got
Yeah.
a bit of extra time to try and convince him to come back because Dana wants to make more money off this guy.
Of
Yeah.
course, I think you're spot on. I think that is spot on.
But what
he's
do you guys think his next step is? Do you think he's gonna fight again? Do you think it's Conor? Do you think it's someone else in the division? I personally, I'm still unsure.
I'm saying
I
it's
think he
Conor.
fights Conor. I think he fights Conor. I think Conor wins fairly comfortably this weekend, and he'll have no choice but to fight. And then I think he loses against Conor.
Are you fucking crazy?
That's my boy. That's my boy. That'll happen
You guys live in some fucking dream world.
every time.
You guys live in a fucking dream
What's the
world.
shit? You know what the
About Conor.
best is? I've got all of this
On your side, bro.
all
On
of
your
this
side.
evidence on YouTube that me and Grimehouse
Please keep it. Please keep it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna happen.
Those little stick legs of Conor are gonna get wrapped up again like a fucking anaconda and get choked the fuck out.
I'm telling
Just
you
like
guys,
the first
I
time.
switched on Conor McGregor.
I'll put the house on it. I don't have a house, but I'll put the house on it.
A switched on Conor
I'll
McGregor.
put the pink slip. I'll do it for pink slips.
Hey, don't talk, Kak. We know you're selling your car now, so.
I'll put the pink slip on it.
but Ryan, back to that point quickly. You think that he's going to comfortably walk through Poirier?
Yeah, probably not as easy and quick as the first fight, but I think he walks through him without picking up a lot of damage.
Oof, interesting.
I actually think he takes damage against Poirier because I think he wins. I think he beats Poirier, but I think he does take damage against Poirier because I don't look at the first fight because it was a different weight class, two different fights back then. But in this weight class, and that you look at Poirier, he deals damage. Yeah. That's the one thing he does do. Okay, against Khabib, it was something different because no one beats that goat. No one beats that goat. You know, Khabib didn't even like bruise up against Conor. He wasn't even bruised up against Conor. So, you know, goats just choke people out, straight out. So, but I do think he wins, and that Chandler fucking Hooker fight is very interesting because it's two guys that are so different, and I don't know what to expect there. And I do think Conor and Chandler could be a very, very, very fucking interesting fight.
Personally, I'd like to see Hooker smash Chandler and keep up his impressive run in the last 18 months or so. I think he's had some incredible fights. But me too. I've been really enjoying that guy lately, and I think he's a great addition to the UFC. He's just really fucking just straight up humble. He'll absolutely break your nose with pure enjoyment.
And he loves to know. He's like Max. He's a bit like Max.
Yeah, very much, very much.
Good guy that'll fuck you up.
Yeah, very nice, relaxed. Very much like Dricus. Very much like Dricus as well. Very lovely guy, very humble, down to earth, but he'll fucking smash you.
I think it feels like all the Australian and New Zealand fighters are like that.
Yeah, I think the only Volkanovski's tough to like though.
Volkanovski's a tough one. He's a tough one. Very tough one. You got Robbie Whittaker on the other side, who's an absolutely gem.
Yeah, I don't mind Volkanovski, to be honest, but I just think Holloway should have won that.
What's the big Samoan, or not Samoan? He's not Samoan. The big Maori guy who loves to also have a bit of a shoey. No, not Hunt. He's the youngster.
Yeah, the guy that drinks from the fucking shoe.
Yeah, he's a fucking laugh. Like he's also seems just one of the. He's there for the gees, but he'll fuck you up.
But they all seem like that. Even Adesanya's like that. He's always just taking the piss out of everyone
and beating them at the same time.
Fuck, I love watching that boy fight.
And going to the shops barefoot in a McLaren.
Oh man, yeah, he's that showboater that you can't. I mean, I don't enjoy watching him win. I like watching him fight. I just don't like watching him win. But again, the guy is just like so good, man. He's so fucking good.
Do you think he gets that light heavy title?
Oof.
Yeah, I think he beats Jan.
Tough one, very tough one to call right now.
We can't even prove him wrong. He's won every single fight, no matter who he's fought. I don't think he loses.
And easily as well.
I think
easily.
I think his counter punching is just too good for Jan. Like, to be honest with you, even if he comes in and throws and whatever that, where Izzy does so well is that counter. He's been so good at that. And he'll suck you in. He sucks you in, and then he just, he knows what to do with you. Like once he's brought you closer.
So you guys remember our last chat with the Khabib fight? Our last chat, we actually said that we were actually predicting this fight would happen in March, but it's actually John Jones fighting Izzy in March, but now he's got Jan. So hopefully we'll have him in May or June, and we'll have the John Jones Izzy fight that we called last year. Let's hope. Let's hope.
That has to happen. If he were, if
Good
Izzy
God, guys,
won-
have you seen how big John Jones is now?
He's a machine, eh? Jesus Christ.
There's this
put
one
up
picture
like
where he's
40
like
pounds
this.
of fucking muscle.
That one picture where he's like this from behind. I was like, who is this guy? He looks like that. I tried. I've
Shredded.
never seen it look like that.
That's why I think that's the final test for.
But who's he
for,
gonna fight?
Lenny. Is he?
Jones has got
No, but now, I mean, Izzy can't go to heavyweight now, and Jones has nobody to fight at heavyweight. If he fights like a Stipe or Francis, it's gonna be another almost year wait because they're about to just fight each other. So it's not gonna be a quick turnaround for either of those two.
he'll
So
take a.
is he gonna wait like another year?
No, I think
There's
he
no
takes
one
a
worth
fight.
it. No one worth his time.
No, but I think he will take a fight before the winner of. I know it's Francis and Stipe. I know that one, and I'm pretty sure John will take a fight at heavyweight because he needs to, obviously, with the bulk up and everything, get through all of that. I'm pretty sure he'll take a fight before that.
Yeah, he'll need to take a fight before he takes the champion. I think.
Wouldn't you think it would be someone like a is it Tiago Santos or something like that? No, he's light heavyweight. It would be. It would probably it will probably be like a. What's it?
That's what I'm saying. There's no worth his time. There's no worth that fight. He'll take.
Give him Alistair Overeem. Give him Overeem.
Dana White wants a money fight as well. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Give him
It's not, like,
Overeem.
it's not gonna be a super fight.
Yeah, Overeem. I agree. I get what Keaton's saying. There's no one except for Stipe and Ngannou that's gonna draw people.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades, it won't bring the crowd, but Blades is up there in the rankings. Yeah, I would basically say you only really have that because I agree with you guys. I don't think there's anyone else. Rosenstock's not going to do much to him. Derek Lewis is going to get fucked up. And
hey, that could Derek Lewis could draw the crowd. Everyone loves him.
Just give him a veteran. Give him fucking the veteran of the scene, Alistair. You know, give him a good old K. At least you know it's going to be a stand-up fight.
Yeah. Oof. That's all we want, boys. That's all we want.
That's all we want.
There's really not a lot of big names.
Hit him in the heart.
Yeah, we need to get Savage in for anything like that, and then to see two guys throwing.
Well, what we also need is for the EFC to start hosting events and invite only us.
And have like liters of fireball. Liters.
Liters of fireball.
Yeah, because I haven't had heartburn in quite a while.
So that's how Savage makes it on the blackjack tables.
Hot dogs, fireballs, and fucking that energy
Gideon's,
drink, which is also that energy drink that makes you trip.
And Gideon's match pants as well.
Yes.
Okay, let's wrap this one up with predictions for the two lightweight fights this weekend. We've got Dan Hooker and Chandler. Keegan.
Fuck, that's a tough one. Can we just do the other one first? My thing is like I've only watched Chandler in like bits and pieces, obviously, but obviously the guy comes with a huge reputation as well. You know what? I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say it's 3 rounds, eh? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably will be. Let me check.
I am going to go Chandler in 3 rounds because I think on the ground he's quite strong, and I think he wraps up enough points. He wins it by points.
Keaton.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay. I think Chandler's gonna try and wrestle, and if he does some good wrestling, he's gonna win. But I think the level of fighters he's been fighting in Bellator is not. He might be the best in Bellator, but he's a big fish in a small pond on that side. And
Totally agree, bro.
and Hooker's
Totally
been
agree.
as active, or if not more active than him, but fighting the best of the best. So I'm gonna say Hooker's gonna win that one, maybe by decision. I'm gonna say 3-round decision, but Hooker.
I was also going to call that exact same one, saying into 3 rounds, Hooker, but I'm actually going to change that very quickly now. I think he's going to run with the second round KO.
Okay, good man. I like that energy.
Yeah. So I feel the same whereby firstly I haven't really seen much of Chandler, and I also agree that I think that the quality in the UFC is obviously way better. So I'll go with Craig on this with a second round stoppage.
Let's go, Hooker.
Ooh,
I like it.
yes, all back in Hooker here.
We need to get a betting. We need to get like some betting company on here so we can throw money in a pot here.
I will get all the betway for that. I'll get all the betway for the next one. Okay, yeah, we'll make up our own little betting rounds here, and then see if Betway would like to actually give us some actual money to throw around.
Yeah. Then the big one, the return of Conor 1 year after his previous fight.
What's it?
Against,
The one where he got manhandled.
No,
Oh,
Keegan.
you're talking about the 30-second knockout.
I'll send you the 30-second video. Yeah.
Oh, he fought the grandpa. He fought the grandpa of the division. Yes. I remember that one.
Yeah, I'll just remind you that was the second fastest ever KO pay-per-view main event, and the first fastest was his Jose Aldo one. So let's not play games here with our boy.
Keaton, if you put my age and your age together, I don't think we get to Cowboys' age yet.
But you won't say that in front of Cowboy's face because he'll fucking kill you.
Oh yeah. No. We can't dispute that.
No.
He is an absolute legend.
No, he's a legend.
He'll kill you with while drinking a Budweiser in the other hand.
Listen, I have all respects to people that just will take any fight, anytime, anywhere, and he's that guy. He's like, fuck it, you want to fight now? Let's go.
Yeah, big time.
So Keegan, prediction for the main event.
I am going to go. Is this also a 3-rounder? It is. They're both 3-rounders.
5.
That's
No,
bullshit.
5.
How does that one get a 5er?
It's not
All
only
main
the
events get
title
5.
fights anymore. All the main events, yeah.
Oh,
All the main fights, yeah. Remember
Okay.
this weekend was also 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I thought there was a co-main. There were 2 co-mains.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we're gonna go. This one's a 5er. I'm gonna go. Conor in 4 stoppage. In 4.
All right, giving Poirier a lot of time there.
Yeah.
I think Conor's gonna take a lot of damage as well.
Keaton,
Conor round 2. Stoppage.
Craig,
Because he wants to.
Craig's gonna go for
He's not
knockout.
happy.
Poirier
He's not
knockout.
happy.
Craig just doesn't
He's not happy with
Poirier
another
say that
quick
he
fight.
thinks Conor is winning.
He's not happy with another quick fight, so he'll play around the first round. Second round.
Poirier,
So,
round
Knockout.
3 on the ground.
Oh.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay, but we want to see a copy of your bet slip of you actually backing yourself on that one.
Bro, don't.
yeah,
make me
Craig's too
share my
proud to say the truth. Okay, Craig's too proud to say the truth. He knows what's gonna happen.
Okay. As a betting man, I'm going with a 3rd round TKO to Poirier. Joking. As a betting man, I would go 2nd round McGregor. With my head, if I'm going with my head, I'd go third or fourth round TKO to Poirier. Get a good round, 3-4 rounds of absolute brutal madness, and a win for Poirier would be fantastic. But I don't see it happening, unfortunately.
Well, firstly, you are wrong. And secondly, I think also third round TKO for Conor. I think,
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there quickly.
and I don't
Conor
think he
gets
takes a lot
knocked
of
out
damage.
here. If he gets knocked out here, you guys can't mention his name in Khabib ever again. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Or to me
Agreed.
at all. Just don't even say him to me.
You can't mention him being any goat anymore. If he gets knocked out,
Just quick question there. Okay, quick question on that, guys.
Because I know it's not going to happen.
Whoa. Just quick question though. Quick question. Khabib brought up this weekend about Max still stepping up to GOAT status, and quite a few people shut that down with his 3 losses. That now steps the same direction as Conor. If he loses this weekend, that puts him in that same category. But question. You've got 2 guys who are still fucking epic in every single aspect of their game. And if they do continue to, well, I mean, Max specifically, if he continues to have a good couple more fights, which he's still got solid fights in him, and his CV is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to the people he's fought. Do you still see him having that GOAT status, even with those 3 losses attached to his name?
I think you got to look at the divisions.
He didn't lose that last fight.
No,
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
No. Listen, I
agree-
think in that
I agree
division,
that you could retain that title even with losses, and I think he goes on a run now, and I think he regains that title and probably
Yeah.
defends it for a couple of times, which I think gives him that status.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Because he's on, on four defenses, and Aldo was on 9 or 10.
yeah.
I mean, you look at someone like Jose who step up to absolutely anyone, put his title on the line, say, "Come, you want this? Come get it," kind of thing. And you don't really see that very much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of champions these days pick and choose their fights, and which I also think is bullshit.
Yeah.
If you look at GSP, he's got losses to his name.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
But look at the amount of title defenses he has to his name. I think that's what takes you to your that's got a lot to do with your status. I think at the end of the day, it's like how many times. I think you've got to look at when people even look at the heavyweight division. Like DC's a great champion. I mean, if you look at his defenses that he's had, I think the same could be said with Stipe if he goes on a run. I mean, Stipe is probably one of the most underrated heavyweights
True.
that's been around. And
I noticed. Sorry to interrupt you. I noticed that the Stipe for the Francis fight is starting out as the underdog in the betting now again.
yeah,
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. It doesn't make any sense.
you got
How
to
is
jump
it
on that now.
Yeah,
Jump on that
yeah.
now. If
Yeah,
you're betting that,
you gotta.
Those odds are definitely changing.
he's definitely
Yeah.
better. Listen, Francis is
Yeah,
a
way
beast,
better.
but I still think Stipe is a more rounded fighter than Francis anyway. So you've got, and he knows how to handle himself in the big occasion, and on that, he's the one who's got the belt on the line, and he's had it a few times. So
Yeah, true.
if you can get good odds, favorable odds there, I say fucking get on that early rather than later. Don't worry about the physicality on how big the fucking guy looks, like Francis looks, or how good he looks. You got to, I think you've got to put the champ number one, and he knows how to do it. He's not a new time champ, and that's going to be interesting with anyone who gets. I think in the next few or not weeks, but months or whatever, whoever becomes new champs, especially in 2021, it's going to be interesting to see who's the one who can hold it the longest, like their belts. Because if I look at it all around, there's guys that you look at a lot of the champs now. I think like Volkanovski and Jan, they are 2 guys that probably could lose their belts in 2021.
I think so.
I can't see someone. It's tough to see someone take the belt away from Usman. It's fucking tough to see that.
I mean, him and Burns. Sorry, just a quick jump in there. Him and Burns. I don't see Burns beating him, but I also think that's going to be a cracking fight. A beautiful stand-up battle, I think.
Yeah, and just like his energy and pace that he brings, like Kamara is just like, it's tough to find someone with that in that division. So with Burns, we'll see if he's up for it. I don't see Izzy in the current form and everything losing his title in that division.
Not even to Dricus to Plessis.
No.
Ooh, I take that back. He will lose his title to Dricus, bro.
What, when he hands the title over and he goes up the weight class, that would be
Oof, I can't knock back Dricus.
No, Izzy is not losing that title anytime soon.
Like,
no, I agree.
For me, there's two divisions that are pretty open. When it comes, well, two divisions where there's definitely guys that can lose their titles in 2021. I don't see. Okay, let's make it 3 because I do see John beating Stipe if he has to fight him. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Featherweight, lightweight, and heavyweight.
Yeah, ones that could possibly lose their titles.
Stipe versus John.
Yeah.
Cool fight. Very cool fight.
Cool fight. I can't see John losing it though.
It's too hard to bet against John, you know.
Exactly. I mean, I've also never been his biggest fan, but again, watching him is also something else. I mean, the man's always on time.
It's hard to bet against guys who've never lost.
And guys who do performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Paulo Costa was doing performance enhancing drugs and he got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, well, then you just know you cuck.
That's also my boy. He had a bad time. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Then you just
Bro, I'm with you on that, Keaton.
lose even though you cheat.
I like him.
I also do.
I was rooting for him on that. Fight.
Guys, you know which guy I can't see losing like for a very long time as well? And I actually just saw his name pop up on my screen. Peter Yan.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great. What's his next steps for the year?
That fucking Russian can fight.
Yeah.
Wasn't there supposed to be an Aldo fight lined up potentially?
Aldo?
Well, that already happened.
He's not fighting Aldo. He's fighting somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but I saw his name.
No, he's already beaten Aldo. Sorry, what am I thinking? He smashed Aldo to pieces. That was when I realized. Yeah, that wasn't fun. So yeah, he's incredible. But
they need to bring that triple
Figueiredo.
They need to bring what's his fucking face back, the ex-champion, so that he can get kicked in his
Demetrius Johnson.
No.
What about Figueiredo? Is also in the same weight class.
He's one below. He's one below.
He's one below, but he's not going to lose anytime soon either.
He's also not going to lose.
Are they bantamweight Figueiredo? Because if that's the case, then give it a year and he'll be going up against Omar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, he won today, Omar.
Look good, eh?
Yeah.
Was that bantamweight? I was wondering what fight.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're tiny. They're absolutely fucking minute.
Yeah.
But talking about the you've got, I think isn't it where's Colby Garbrandt is supposed to be fighting sometime?
That's the Aldo fight I think I might be lined up with. Aldo versus
Aldo and him. Yes.
What a fight. That's going to be a fight. Is that really a thing? That can happen.
Yes.
Do you know coming back, TJ? TJ is also coming back this year, I think.
Yes. Okay, yes. Yeah. So Cody's called out Jose for a fight in April.
I'll take that fight.
TJ should get pretty on.
We should also see Sugar Sean. He should be coming back this year.
Yes. But I mean, he's also everyone's shitting all over him after his shitty attitude in his last fight.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a bit pissed off as well, I won't lie. Should have just taken that loss like a man and just done his thing.
Take it like a man.
Take it like a man. You lose, you lose.
I quite like the guy, to be honest.
I do as well. I just was pretty lame the way he acted after his last win.
Yeah. That's all.
Last loss. No, of course. I mean, from being someone who's constantly in a winning mindset, you don't know what it's like. So let them react how they want to. Just got to come back now and just be better.
Yeah. Oh yes. What Avu? Let me just bring this up the screen. This is what I was going to touch on. One thing that we have to see this year is Colby
Yes.
Covington versus Masvidal.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Definitely.
Take my money.
And
That
Dana
is good.
White.
And I love Masvidal, but he's gonna lose that fight.
I think he'll
And
lose
his
too as
name's
well.
gonna his name's just gonna go back down. I don't think he has a
Masvidal.
chance on that.
But
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
what does Colby Covington do now without Trump in his corner?
Well, both of them.
How's he going to be a cunt
Yeah, both
now?
of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
both of them.
Masvidal's also came out the rafters as a Trump fan.
Cuban Trump supporter.
Yeah.
But that, sorry.
That's not a white male supports Trump.
But just on that, I saw a post 2 days ago about a potential conversation of the Nate Diaz looking at a potential new fight as well. So
He
could that also
I
be
saw that. I saw
He
that.
wants to come to 155 apparently.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, that's interesting. Who would they line him up against?
But- Well, Connor has said that he wouldn't mind fighting him again at one.
That would be a fight for 2021. I mean, come on. Give us that fight. Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Give us that.
Give us Ferguson and Diaz. Give us Ferguson and Diaz
Yes.
first.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like
Whoa.
Yes.
What about McGregor and Diaz on the same card as Ferguson and Nurmagomedov, bro? Khabib versus Tony is all we wanted for the last 6 fucking years.
Yeah, that is true. Well, not the
only
Tony we've
problem
seen.
is
Not the Tony
the-
we've seen. Khabib would have ran through him.
Yeah,
Listen.
I know.
The
Listen,
problem
guys.
is Ferguson no longer really, if you look at the ranking wise and results
Yeah,
wise, he
he's-
probably doesn't deserve that fight. So I'm saying,
No.
imagine a card with Khabib versus Connor for the title, and Ferguson versus Diaz.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so
the
Well,
thing.
guys,
Ferguson,
you're missing one
Diaz,
guy.
Conor.
Fucking
You're
hell.
missing one guy. And that no one said a word about Gaethje.
Yeah, because no one likes him.
I actually quite like the guy. I actually quite like the guy.
Nah.
Oh, shame. He worked hard to get absolutely
Ryan said it
pulverized.
with so much like anger, it came out of his chest. He said it with so much anger. With no
And
hesitation.
the funny thing is, I don't even know why I don't like him, because he's a likable guy. But
So Oliveira versus Gaethje then.
yes, there we go. We have they might as
there we
well
go.
shut down all
That's
the
what
other
the
divisions and
lightweight
just make
card of the
lightweight
year.
matchup.
That actually might.
Yeah.
They should just do a whole lightweight card. Yeah, I agree.
We'd be happy
Yeah.
with that.
Just to sort everyone out, because there's too many people chomping for the same thing now. So get that whole card or heavyweight, a lightweight Grand Prix, and we're good to go.
Yeah, that would be
I think they
amazing.
do. I think Grand Prix would be pretty cool. Like I know that's a Bellator thing, so I don't think UFC will touch that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dana's too proud to go that route after. Well, this is a
Yeah.
strike force thing, which is is now UFC thing. So technically, they
It was. But I don't think I agree. Dana won't touch anything that another organization has sort of.
yeah.
Pride
Way
and
too proud.
Be claim on, yeah.
He only
I'm
goes
a
to
champion
the-
myself.
Yeah. Well, gents, let's wrap this up. It's been a blast.
Always a
Let's
pleasure.
hope we get some good
Always.
fights tonight. And I know we're gonna have good fights on the weekend.
Oof.
There's
Let's,
there was a
let's-
good, there was a decent fight happening. There's some good fights I've been watching while we've been talking. Here. Some good stuff happening here.
Well, let's all have a little chat after on Monday about our bets and see who made the most money from Betway's non-existent sponsorship, and we'll
Yes, please.
see that I have made the most money with my Poirier TKO in the 3rd round.
Well, I tell you what, you will make some good money if that lands.
Yeah, that's for sure. Nice one, boys. Thank you very much.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
Cheers, lads.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
guys.
joining us.
Good to see
Have
you
a
all.
good one.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks everyone for tuning
Cheers,
in,
cheers.
and check you guys next week.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, Owens.